streets. Welcome to the In Off of the Streets podcast. Today we got a special episode for you guys. You know what I mean? We always got different guests, creative and artists, but today we got a real estate agent for the artists, for the VIPs in the city. You feel me? Tim
Who's
Real Estate
that?
247. What's going on? How are you doing?
I am doing well. How are you doing? I hope
Yeah,
everyone is doing well.
yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. I'm alive. I'm healthy. I got good health. I still got money coming in, so I'm doing good. I got nothing to complain about. What about yourself? Everything's
I like
good.
what you're doing out here. So
Facts.
I feel
I like
very
what
honored.
you're doing.
I'm trying.
I like what you're doing. I see you doing. You putting people on game. You trying to get them real estate. You trying to show them how to get out of poverty and things like that. Build wealth. So I had to
Yeah.
connect with you because I'm in the same mindset. You know what I mean? I just got my crib just like last year. I just got a condo myself. You know what I mean? I'm planning on buying the next one very soon. So, uh, why not connect with somebody like yourself that knows the game that could like share some knowledge to the people so they could kind of like get at that rat race, get at that rent, pay rent, and not owning any equity, any wealth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just like a mouse on that, always racing and never getting anywhere. So I get it.
Facts, facts. All right, great. So before I get into the questions, uh, let us know a little bit about yourself. What got you into the real estate game, and what else do you do? Because I see you working with artists and everything like that. So what do you really do?
Um, so so I started doing real estate at 16. So my mom basically just threw me in to be an assistant for Alan Pay Cunningham of Remax in Brampton. She didn't want me doing all the other stuff. She's like, just do it. It's 5 to 9 after high school. So I'm like, okay. So I started learning the back end. So I started seeing, how they were moving, how they were working. I started seeing the commission checks. And then that's when I was like, whoa, there's a job that you don't need a lot of years of school to make an endless amount of money if the harder you work. So I was like, okay, I like it. So ever since then I just got addicted, and then I've been doing it ever since, and I'm 34 now, so it's a long time that I've been doing real estate from
Oh
every
wow.
angle, in terms of back end, the real estate, the showings, the transactions, just doing flyers, marketing. So I have a lot of knowledge with the whole real estate as a whole.
Oh wow.
So it's
So
not just a one thing.
yeah. So you've been in the game for a long time. You saying you the plug out here.
I am the plug. I do call myself the real estate plug. I think I deserve it now.
Okay. Okay. That's dope. That's good to hear. I also see that you're also tapping into the entertainment. You got a recording studio and things like
Yes, so
that.
basically, I
Yeah.
guess with all the real estate, I got a lot of clientele that are artists.
Yeah.
So it just made sense to get a studio. I was offered an opportunity to purchase a studio, so I took it. And yeah, and it's booming. And we were following all the protocols and COVID. They haven't shut us down. They come in to check, but we are still one of the only studios that are allowed to operate, because
Oh
we do
wow.
more than just, yeah. So they come in, they'll look around, they won't do anything. So if I need clients that for real estate, they'll come in here, they'll see what else we offer. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop.
Oh wow. Okay. What services do you offer there?
So we have obviously the recording studio at the Versace room. We have custom merchandising, so people can come in and get their custom gear. We have a photo room, a rehearsal room. So we have a choreographer, J-Man. So and then we have the dog house where people can just lounge around. It's just 1,200 square feet of fun.
Oh
So there's a
wow.
lot of space to do everything. So we have our in-house photographers, we have videographers, we have a little bit of everything. We do a little bit of the car rentals. Um, Again, I do. We have people that do catering. I do my tres leches from here, so I make those cakes.
Okay.
Speaking of cakes, Chef Olim is downstairs. Can you go to him? Thank you. Yes, we get a lot of people. So I use this shop as like the one-stop shop. People will come pick up a cake and see what else we offer. If they're looking for real estate, we'll go into my office or whatnot. So I do a lot here.
Oh, so
So
you
right
wear
now I
you
have
wear
my
you
eggs
wear
in
a
a
lot
lot of
of
basket.
hats. You wear a
Sorry?
lot of hats out here.
I do. But I have to, the real estate game is very motivating. It makes you
Okay.
want to like meet so many people, and you meet like there's so much more opportunity in real estate. So I never ever left it. And I think everyone should get their license, because one day you guys are going to all own or want to purchase for your family. Why not bring that money back into your pocket to put it towards your deposit, to put towards, your equity, instead of, paying everyone else. There's enough money and room for everyone to eat out here. So it's not really a competition.
Okay, that's really dope. I really like that mindset. So you yourself, you own a real estate as well too, right? So if you're in the real estate, you have to own one just to,
Right, right, yeah, yeah. So I live in Barry.
yeah.
So yeah, I have a 4 bedroom house in Barry. I've been there for like 3 years.
Okay.
I lived in the city, all over the city, but it's just not worth it for me. And I
Yeah.
work from home, so because I've been doing so well, luckily, I get to work from home, so I don't need to go to the office anymore, or I just come to the studio.
Okay, that wow, that's really dope. I like that. I like that. So what I wanted to ask you, right? Because I see you said you work with artists, you were able to get them houses and things like that. What got you into that lane to help artists and trying to get them?
To be honest, like I have to shut up my boy Justin because he was just, he's just a regular, hardworking guy that just hit me up I guess through Instagram or word of mouth, and he just hit me up maybe like 4 years ago. He's one of my first clients. He trusted me. I have, he refers to me as a goat because I have him living like a king. So yeah, and then years later, it was weird because I went to where did I go to? OVO,
Yeah.
OVO Fest, and I seen Smiley perform, and it was like manifestation because I was like, oh my god, like Smiley, imagine. And then literally like a week later, I got a message from Smiley, and he was like, yo, you help my people, and I found out that the person that I helped was like from 4 years ago was that just Justin guy. So I was like, wow, like you just treat everyone with respect, and you
Uh,
never know what's gonna come out of it because 4 years later, like. He gave me one person. He also, I had MK Soul Life for the Manda. He's also my client too. So yeah, like I just, and then eventually it just escalated, with bugs and then other clients, and then I started, working with other client. Yeah, literally all the artists. I have a lot of artists in my roster. Can't disclose them all because then you know how it is out here. But
yeah,
I do work with a lot of main artists that you guys all know, like how
that's
Bizzle,
dope.
like the Crook. Shout out the Crook. He sends me a lot of referrals. Right now we're working with Young Smokes people. I didn't even know that I had moved to Young Smokes family. RIP Smoke Dog. But like, yeah, I didn't even know that I was already plugged in without even like I didn't even know.
Oh wow. Okay,
So
so what I
yeah, I'm up there.
yeah, I know you're up there from what I'm hearing. Like you help a lot of artists out. So what I wanted to ask you, right? So let's just say an artist wanted to get a house, wanted to buy a house, but they don't have a main source of income, a full time job. How do they go about that?
So basically what happens is, okay, so they have to check their credit. Everyone should always be checking their credit. It changes every 30 days. People think like as long as you have good credit above 680, if you have a decent credit above 680, and then you have a sizable deposit, then you can go and meet with certain mortgage brokers. If the mortgage broker can't do anything because you don't have proof of income or whatnot,
Yeah.
there's other sources like creative lenders that they will do things privately. So there's loopholes. There are ways to do it. If anyone is interested, hit you up, hit me up, and we'll get you guys going to the right mortgage brokers because that's usually what mortgage brokers take care of. So usually first step is they got to talk to their banks or their mortgage brokers or just shop around.
Yeah.
So when they do all that, they're going to give you the prerequisite that you need. So they want to do the job thing. And nowadays you need to have like 100,000, salary. It's crazy. It doesn't make sense, but that's what
Hmm.
people want.
Yeah, you're right.
Um, so once they do that, and then they can they can bypass the paperwork part because there's creative lending. Obviously, the interest is a little bit more higher, but I feel it's a price that's worth it towards home ownership.
Okay, so the
Instead
creative
of paying
lending.
like rental every month or like fees or like I would rather pay the extra interest just so I can be a homeowner.
Okay, so the creative lending, so it's more like a private lender.
Yes, they're private lenders, but there's a lot of companies that do that. So again, if anyone needs it, hit us up and we can, direct you to those people. I have a few people that I do work with.
Okay.
Um, so there's solutions for everyone. Obviously, if your credit though is not good, I suggest still meeting with a mortgage broker because they can give you the steps to rectify your credit score.
So the
So
main so the main thing that matters is your credit. Your credit has to be good.
your credit, yeah, because even if you can have all the money in the world, unless you have 30%, like if you have 35% of the deposit, they're not going to ask you any questions. That's why a lot of people that come from other countries, they'll come in, they'll take over because they're bringing such a sizable deposit that
Yeah.
the banks are not saying anything. They're getting the house, and then plus they're paying the extra 15%, and they're still doing it because it's beneficial for them to be property owners, in Canada at least.
Okay, so okay, great. So if you have the money, you could make something happen pretty much.
Yes, if you have the money, even if you're but at least the credit needs to be at least a 680. You guys need to
Yeah,
obviously higher, but 680, guys, that's so people are always looking for at the banks, especially during these times right now. The higher the better.
yeah.
um I always tell everyone, if you want to fix your credit, get a Capital One Mastercard. They are very, very helpful. I actually had to rebuild my credit because when I was younger, I fucked it up.
Yeah.
I effed it all up, but it worked. It actually helped me to get a pre-approval of mortgage, so it really does work. I am a believer of Capital One Mastercard, so I think everyone should get that if they're really trying to build their credit.
So okay, great. So okay, that's great. That's great information that you're giving out right now. So get a Capital One to help build your credit. And if even if you don't have a source of income, as long as you have a sizable deposit, you be able to get it to private lenders, pretty much, right?
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
great, great. Okay, so thank you very much for that information. I always want to know how artists could go about doing things like that because a lot of artists I know they don't have like a regular source of income. They don't have a full time job or even have a notice of assessment. So
Oh yeah, no, no, exactly, yeah, and they
yeah,
don't know, and they're spending it on all these things that they should really just put towards the property.
yeah.
There's
Okay,
a lot of
so
money out there that I see, and I'm just like, well,
yeah, I know. Yeah, they do. A lot of them got a lot of money. They could definitely do certain things. So would you suggest? Let's just say an artist have a lot of money, but they can't. The money is not in the bank and things like that. So what would you suggest an artist to do if they have like $100,000 just sitting around from like features or whatever? If you're gonna get
oh yeah, they can use it so they can use it towards a deposit if they have good credit. But if they don't have the good credit part, then again, that would be the creative lending side. So there
okay,
are
so there's no
solutions.
good credit, they could do creative lending if they
Yes,
don't have good.
providing that you have a sizable deposit. If they can see that you're making the money and you can pay, obviously the interest will be a little bit higher. But there's a lot of people that will work. I've seen a lot of magic happen. So.
Okay, so you make the magic happen since you got the
No,
all
I'm the
the.
real estate side, but we have the mortgage crew. We have people that we have a great team that
Okay, sounds good. That's dope. That's good. That's good to hear. So, a lot of people always wonder, like, because a lot of people, there's always that big discussion: should I buy or should I rent? What do you suggest people should be looking towards? Should they look for more renting or like save their money and trying to buy a house?
Oh, everyone should save their money and to eventually purchase, because eventually, we're all going to get older, have kids. We want to leave things to our kids. We can't, pass on
Yeah,
a rental. You know what I'm saying? Because landlords have the most rights, or actually tenants do, but the landlords can just kick you out anytime. When you have your own home, providing that you're paying your mortgage and everything, you're never going to have to worry about being kicked out of your home. When
yeah,
you're renting, if there's no stability, you never know. They can easily just be like, "Oh no, I lost my job. We want to sell the house now or the condo. You got to move out now." So there's no security with renting. It's
yeah.
just throwing away money and making them richer. That's really all it is.
I did notice that when it comes to like having a place, it helped me it provided me a lot of security. Just having the condo, because with this whole COVID thing, like I was able to just put like call a bank and told them, hey, you know what, I can't pay the mortgage right now because of COVID, and they were able to delay my mortgage for like 6 months, and I didn't.
Yeah, yeah. So there, yeah, a lot of people got good like grace periods, which is cool because when you have rent, it's very hard. They're going to take you to court. They're going to do all this stuff. So it's just like unnecessary headache. The life is already so hard.
Yeah,
So I think everyone just save money. Even you'd be surprised of what you can do once you get that one property, and then you start every two. So what my parents did was we flipped it every 2 3 years.
yeah.
Buy, flip every 2 3 years, and just keep moving on up. And that's the best way. That's where a lot of wealthy people have made their money, just by flipping real estate.
So would you say okay, it's better to flip than to just kind of like after 2 years and to pull out the equity than to buy a next house?
I Yes, based on what I've seen and experienced, yes, that is, obviously, like, unless you're planning to stay there forever, but most people don't. They usually like to move around. But I would suggest anyone that does purchase a condo, a home, anything, s- after 2 years, see what the market is and just flip it. Take it, make your little bit of money, go a little bit bigger. Just keep doing that. It really does make a big difference. Eventually, once you're done, you can keep that one property where you're going to live, and then all the other properties that you've already built, like, you have income properties now. They're investments. You're become the landlord now.
So when you say flip it, would you saying you talking about selling it or just keeping it and get the equity out of it and rent it out? What
Um, mm, no, so flip it. I mean by selling it
okay,
for
by
like
selling it. Okay,
years
okay.
and then selling it.
So you
So you're gonna
suggest
make the money off that because properties always go up. So yeah, flip it 2 years, get into a little bigger home. So like we started with a townhouse, we sold it, Everything was good. We ended up buying a pre-construction house in Brampton, and by the time that house was done in Brampton, um, literally like maybe what, like less than a year, the property value went up like 50,000.
Oh
So like,
wow.
you know, yeah, you haven't even moved in. So a lot of people, what they do is they, before they even get their keys, they already put it on the market to sell, because so it's a quick turnover,
A quick
and then
flip.
by that you have more money, and then you can go to another one. It just depends on what like your plans are. You know, people have families and stuff, so maybe they don't want to do all that. But if these are for the young, you know, for the young kings that wanna, young queens that wanna like do something for the future, I would suggest to go doing that path. At least flip one house, and then you at least flip one house
Okay, definitely. Okay, that's a
or condo. And if you want to be the landlord, it's great, but there's a lot of like, it's very hard to be a
okay.
landlord.
Facts.
It's
I
very
do
hard. Like
notice that.
tenants have a lot of rights too, like I said. So it's just like, it's very difficult.
It's
You
very
know,
rough.
they
Sometimes they
your
don't want to
property,
leave.
you gotta deal with it. Although, you know, if you get a raid, you gotta deal with it. Like it's just unnecessary drama.
Yeah.
It's just it's not worth the headache, I think, because most of the time the rent has to be a, you know, market value, and people's mortgages are not even those prices sometimes. So it doesn't make sense to me though.
Yeah, you
But every to
definitely.
their own.
Yeah, you definitely right about that. Because even myself right now, I'm looking at taking out the. I'm refinancing, so hopefully I'll be able to get some equity at that.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Well, you're on the right track, so you know what you're doing. You know, a lot more people should follow.
No,
Just
I'm just tapping into the game about a couple years ago, right? So it's like I feel like a lot of people don't know about these things. That's why I wanted to get you on this podcast so we could kind of like start teaching these young guys, young black, brown, white, whatever, wherever you are, like learn about these information. Because if you could start young, the younger you start, the better. You know what I mean?
for sure, for sure. Like me, like just being in there at 16, I just saw everything.
Because
So
I
it was
didn't know
like
nothing.
an opportunity.
You're right. I didn't know nothing about credit like that when I was in college. They offered me a credit card. I'm like, oh, I'll take this shit. So they gave me $1,500 and I maxed the shit out that credit
Oh,
card.
me too. Oh, I used to go to Zellers, get the HBC cards. I got everything they gave me. I messed up my credit really bad, but I did it
I'm
all when I was young. You know, I'm older now. Capital One again.
Okay,
I'm
Capital One.
saving.
So make sure everybody that's listening right now, if you want to rebuild your credit, make sure you get a Capital One card. So where can they get a Capital One card?
Capital One Mastercard.ca. Even if you don't have good credit, what they do, they have a program where you send them $300.
Yeah.
They hold that on that card, and your maximum is $300. So even if you don't pay, they still have your $300. But it's a great way. So they're trusting you already because you're giving your 300 to them.
Okay.
So that's the credit card. So they're going to see how you're making those payments.
Okay.
So based on that, and then after like a year, they'll increase you. So I've seen people increase to like 3,500. You know, so like it just it's small, but it really does make a big difference. Because again, guys, every 30 days your credit score changes. So if someone says, "Oh, you have bad credit," do not give up because every 30 days your credit score changes.
Every 30 days, huh?
Every 30 days, yes. Equifax.ca, you can go on it. Capital One also has an app when you do log on to check your credit score every 7 days. It'll update for you.
Okay. Okay. So let's just say somebody don't have good credit and they don't have a sizable down payment. What do you suggest for them to do?
I would suggest to keep on saving and just keep on fixing your credit and just keep on saving. And if you have to rent, try to stay with family. But if you have to go on your own, just be smart about it. There's no need for the like the 7,000 penthouse, the dollar penthouses. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
It
Yeah. Yeah.
doesn't make sense. But again, to each their own. But
Facts.
yeah,
Facts. So
definitely renting is your option. Obviously, you can't do anything else if you can't afford a property, but it's in the goal. Just manifest it. Just put it on your vision board. Save your money. Like don't get the designer. Like even I have to stop with the designer too because it's just a waste of, not a waste, but like it's a lot of money out there. So
you
just save
definitely
your money, guys. Save your money. It will make more sense in the long run if you guys are really into money. Everyone's always talking about money, money, money. Everyone hustles for money, but I don't see anyone really going out there investing their money. Do you know what I mean? So it's
definitely.
just like it doesn't make sense. It's like put your money where your mouth is, or put your money in your property. Leave something. Own something.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. So as a first time home buyer, so how much would somebody really need to put as a down payment for a first
Okay,
home
so
buyer?
first time home. So it depends. So I have my whole list here for you guys. So for example, for minimum 5% for first time home buyers, so it's 5% up to $500,000. So up to 500,000, you need 5% down. Anything over is 10%. So for example, I made a little thing here. So for example, $600,000 property, 25,000 down, that's 5% of 500,000. So if you want to put for 600,000, about 10,000 down. So 10,000 per 100,000, if that makes any sense.
So in total, you will say they will need about $25,000 just to start. Then
Yeah, at least. Like, yeah. So what's so what is that? So 500 times. I always do it this way. Yeah, 25. You're right. Yeah, it's 25. And then also you have to also like incur the closing costs. A lot of people forget about closing costs when they purchase
yeah,
and stuff, and that's usually like 2 to 4% of
yeah.
the sale price. And a
Okay,
lot of people forget about that. They think it's a hidden fee, but it's not. It's just when you get your property, there's a land transfer tax, and if you don't have a sizable deposit or you don't pay, you gotta pay for the home insurance,
hmm,
premium. Like there's a lot of things that go in with home owning. It's not just buy a house, get your key, and you're in. There's a lot more to it. So yeah, so 2 to 4% of their sale price is what you should be having as cushion when it's time for closing.
okay, all
And
right. So
also, if you do order or buy stuff or you buy a property, um, at the day of closing, a lot of people think, "Oh, I got approved. We're getting the house. We got the closing," and then they decide to go buy a car. They go decide to put something new on their credit bureau.
yeah,
And so what happens on the day of closing, the banks before they giving you that mortgage, they're basically going to go check your credit again. Oh, so and so you just bought like a car. Now your debt to ratio, everything has shifted. We don't know now if you can really pay back this mortgage. So guess what happens? You're cut off. You just lost your whole deposit. The sellers are keeping your deposit because you messed that up for them for their investment, and then you're stuck, and then you are starting to square one all over again.
wow.
So
So it's best for everyone to wait till the closing is fully done
wait
to
till you
get
get
the
your
house.
keys in hand. Once you get your keys in hand, then splurge. But
Okay,
you need to make sure that you're in good standing all the way up until closing day 6 p.m.
okay, okay. Wow. Okay. All right. That's great information that you're sharing
Yeah,
right now.
thank you.
Right. Great. So like you said, it comes with closing costs. I know there's lawyer fees and things like that, inspection. So in total, you would probably say they need about $30,000 then, like
At
just kind
least,
of at least, huh, for a
at least.
first time
Now,
home buyer.
yeah, at least, yeah, at least, definitely.
So okay, great. So as a first time home buyer, I know there's a few programs and there's a few grants and things like that for first time home buyers. What kind of programs are out there that you could kind of like share with
So
us?
right now for first time home buyers, they offer a $4,000 rebate for all home buyers. So that's pretty good for home buyers. To be honest, a lot of the deposits, like the grants and stuff, there's a lot of websites. They're always changing. Um, you, again, if you want to reach out to me, I will send you the links because
Yeah.
they're always changing. I can't even specify because they're again always changing, different rules all the time. Now with COVID, with the whole banks, everything is changing. But there is ways to there are programs that are helping people come up with their deposit. But
Okay.
basically, what they're doing, there's some people, what they're doing now is they'll give you half the deposit, but then they also kind of own your property too. So it's like a two in one.
Okay.
So you
So like
can buy with people that are already they want to invest too. So they'll do that with you. So they'll help you, but now it's half of theirs too.
so like
But
a
it's again, you're getting your foot in the door of home ownership, right? Because
Mhm.
eventually you can change the title and you can do all that stuff. So there's a lot of solutions, but a lot of people just don't know. So there are ways, and if you can, there's a lot of also home investors that want to purchase, but they just don't have the time to do, or they don't want to deal with it, so they will go in with someone else.
Mhm.
So we have people that do that as well. So people are looking to collaborate, hit us up and I can set you into the right direction with the right team to do that with.
Okay, okay, all right, dope, 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 dope. Because I always wanted to know. I know some people that's trying to buy a house as well. They always ask me these questions: how much money they need. I'm like, probably about 25,000. I really don't know what to tell
Yeah,
you.
and a lot of the prices in the GTA, like 500,000 is like it's rare, like unless you're going like to Barry, that it's rare. So yeah, so ideally a good 35, yeah, 35,000 dollars is what you guys should have, just sitting there and then still save some more money because when it's keep
Right.
saving.
Okay, so I seen that like these house markets, especially in Toronto, how they blowing up. Like just you see the smallest house and then it's worth like $1 million. So do you suggest for people to even invest in Toronto, or they should go outskirts more like Ajax, Oshawa, and Barrie and things like that?
Oh yeah, I suggest everyone to go outside the city. I think the city is more I The city is full of investors. A lot of investors is what owns most of the downtown core, anyways.
Yeah,
So it's more of a business. If you are looking to invest, if you are looking to be a landlord and do Airbnbs, then yes, definitely go there. It will make sense for you to go there to purchase in the city. But if you're looking to just make your money, but like, in a reasonable time with your family and whatnot, then yeah, outskirts. Everyone doesn't like being stuck on the 401 anyways.
yeah, yeah.
So why might as well just take the 400 and go south or go north. So I think anyone should just go out there.
Okay,
Like
okay, dope.
even
So
by Hamilton, like Stony Creek, those places are booming right now.
are they affordable out there, like Hamilton and Stone Creek and things like that? Okay,
Yeah, Barry's coming up though, but Innisfil, Bradford, um, there's a lot of hidden areas right off the 400 near Innisfil and Barry, and there's a nice property. It's affordable, like in the 600,000s, like affordable, which means like you only need 45,000 now, so it's still reasonable, and you still have a property with land, and you have your space and you have your bedrooms and everything.
yeah,
So it makes more sense. Here in the city, you're gonna go buy $1 million house, but it looks like a townhouse. It's not even worth it. You're
I
just paying. I feel like Toronto's just a designer brand. You guys are just paying into the brand of living in the city, living in Toronto. It doesn't make sense if you really are trying to really make real estate make you your money.
definitely. Okay, great. Okay, great. Great,
And
great.
then once you've reached all of that, then you can go to the city and buy all the condos downtown, and then be that person. But
Fact, right
there's
about.
steps to get there. Everyone always wants to run, but they're not walking and really getting to understand.
Yeah, you're right about that. Definitely. So if somebody wants to buy a crib, so they should definitely look into getting a real estate broker. And how do they find one? How do they find a real estate broker?
So really, okay, so basically, if you don't, if, so usually real estate agents come from word of mouth.
Yeah,
So if I've helped you, you're gonna most likely, and I did a good job, you're mostly gonna refer your friends and family to me. So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
really by word of mouth. If no one has a word of mouth, no one has an agent, what they do is they just start Googling, or they just start going on the website to see what they're looking for, or they'll see ads that they see a lot. Like I always remember growing up seeing Frank Leo the Lion. Like I seen him everywhere because of all his advertisements. So advertising does work, marketing does work. So
Yeah.
they will just do that. And if they want to, go somewhere else, go to the Team 247. You can find us on Instagram. Hit
Okay,
us up.
cool.
It's free. It's free to work with a realtor. It's free. Buyers and tenants do not pay
Hmm.
realtors at all. So it's free service. Why not work with a professional? A lot of people try to do it by themselves, though, I notice. And you're paying more with the lawyers after. Like, it makes no sense. And then I feel like a lot of them are like, oh no, let me go find a realtor now because we take care of all that extra part, all the headaches.
Okay, great, great. Definitely. That's great answers. Uh, so let's just say somebody want to buy a house or whatever it may be, right? They have to go to the real estate agent in order for them to get a loan and mortgage, right?
Yeah, so bank first. The first step, if you're looking to purchase something, go to the bank. Go to your bank, speak to a mortgage broker. If you don't know, ask your friends around. A lot of people own property, so just ask them, hey, who's your mortgage broker? Just go to your bank and just be like, hey, I'm looking to purchase, or I need to guide to purchase. What are the steps to purchase? They will tell you all the prerequisites because every bank is different. Different lenders have different rules. So it just all that matters is just as long as you have your game plan
Yeah.
in paper, then you're good. Follow the game plan and you'll get to your goal. But speak to a mortgage broker. They are the ones that will get you the mortgage. After that, then step two is finding yourself a real estate a salesperson.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. So the first step will have to go. You have to go to the bank first.
Yeah, the bank, because if once the bank gives you your pre-approval, then you take that pre-approval and you say, hey, I got a pre-approval, say up to 600,000. Jessica, I seen you. You help my thing. Can you help me out? Sure, no
Oh,
problem. And then
okay.
that's how we go. So we work with a budget based on what the bank has already told you. So if someone wants to come to you and be like, "Well, I want to buy a property," the first thing I say is, "Have you met with the bank? Have you met with the bank? Have you been pre-approved yet?" No. So I direct them to the correct person. They do all that. Once they're pre-approved, then they come back to me. And then that's when we start the house hunting. We know their budget. I set them up in the system. They're getting automatic listings before the public. Um, so we have it comes after midnight. So we try to set up everyone. We have a good program. So if you guys are looking, come talk to us after you have spoken to your mortgage broker.
Definitely. We got about like three people that came in right now. So if they have any questions, you could just drop your questions in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
And also, what I wanted to ask you, right? So, in addition to the mortgage payment, right, like you were saying, there's closing costs and all these other costs that people might not know of, and them not knowing they can't buy anything on. put on their credit? What other courses out there that people should be aware of?
Other courses.
Like other like
Oh,
course
other
like expenses they need to worry
oh
about mortgage.
no, that's really it. Just having your deposit, having 2 to 4% of your sale price for your closing costs. That will include your lawyers and everything. Um, that's it. And just have, just have money to buy your furniture.
What does the mortgage covers?
Yeah, yeah. So once the mortgage is sorry.
What does it cover? It just covers the house. Does it cover anything else?
Oh, yeah, no, no. So their closing costs will cover like your land transfer, your home insurance. It depends if you didn't pay us. That's what if you didn't pay a sizable deposit, then you're gonna have to pay an extra 20% for homeowners insurance because they want, and then you're gonna pay for mortgage insurance. So a lot of people forget that if you don't pay a certain amount of money, you're gonna have to pay mortgage insurance. Yeah, so that people need to
Oh,
do
it's a lot.
that.
It's a lot you have to pay. Like
Sorry.
it's a lot you have to pay. There's so
It
many
is. That's
hidden
why
costs.
I feel like a lot of people just feel overwhelmed because it is a lot of payments. Um, and then yeah, so it is a lot of payments. So I feel that people just get like it's too much headache. Let me just rent. They give a one payment a month and there's no headache.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's I think we should invest in ourselves. Y'all should invest in yourselves too. I think investing in yourself it should not be something that we should take lightly. We should not be lazy about it. And I really hope that this little seminar or this podcast really gets you guys motivated to do this.
Definitely. What I wanted to ask as well, right? Uh, let's just say somebody just only have like $15,000 saved in their bank account. Like, there's nothing else out there like a loan they could get. Just
Oh yeah, and you can go into like your RSPs and stuff, like RSPs and all that stuff. Yeah, that can go towards your mortgage. I'm not your mortgage, your deposit as well. So a
so.
lot of people, some people are
How do you
really.
do that?
So you just go to your bank and let them know that you want to sign up for RSPs and stuff. They will set you up again. That's with their bank. So a
Yeah.
lot of people confuse like with real estate that with bank stuff. So a lot of things in real estate we don't deal with the bank stuff. So that's like something with the mortgage broker. The mortgage brokers have all the details of those type of programs and stuff. We don't need to know them because it's their step first. We just get the paperwork after. We can give them advice of where to go to get that information or where to get the help. But other than that, it's just a mortgage broker is your first step to any
Okay.
for
So
anyone
we
that's
should go.
looking to buy. Go to the mortgage broker because you're going to meet a lot of realtors and they only know what their mortgage brokers tell them. So
Yeah.
everyone has different ways. So I suggest always shop around too. Go to at least three different mortgage brokers because everyone will tell you different things. So
All
it's
right.
not even really black and white.
Okay, great. I have a question in the chat right now. This guy says he's a part-time worker and he wants to start earning money with real estate. What should his first steps be? And he said he has $13,000 saved up.
Okay, well, keep saving. Good for you. I applaud you with part time and during these hard times. The fact that you did that, I rate it. So you're on the right track. Part time. See, again, you have to talk to the mortgage brokers, right? The mortgage broker will see what your debt to ratio. They will check your credit. They will see what debts you owe. They will see if you have any outstanding, if you've ever been bankrupt. Like they'll check all that stuff, and then they will tell you, okay, your 13,000 is good. This is what you can afford if your annual income is enough to hold down a mortgage. So right now I bought 100,000. That's why a lot of people are buying properties together. You're starting to see a lot of homeowners like four names. It becomes a family affair now, just because everyone's income combined, you're getting over the 100,000, and then everyone's putting a little bit more deposit. Everyone gets a little bit of piece of the pie.
Okay. All right. So would you suggest that a lot of people go with their family and things like that and see if they
Yes, if you have again, so yeah, because you are a part-time worker and you have your 13, yes, if you can find a family member with decent credit and also has a good job, combine it together and you guys it'll be much easier towards home ownership if you do go with a team.
okay, dope,
Team.
dope, dope,
You
great
want to
answer.
build with your friends, do it. Like everyone's always trying to, build with the people, invest in a property together. Because at the end of the day, when if anything goes sour, everything is 50-50. It's 50, you can't take half or more than your property. They can't take 60% while you buy what halves on it.
Yeah, so you could always sell that. Okay, great, great, great. Thank you very much. I hope that answered your question, Amir. And I
Yeah,
know
yeah, there's solutions, Amir. There's hope. Don't worry. Keep on saving, though. You're on the right track.
And also, if you want more information, you can always hit her up on Instagram and build your relationship with her as well. Another question I wanted to ask you: there's a lot of mortgages out there. There's different types, like different like. One thing I always get confused is the when it comes to these financing is the percentage, the ratio, and things, the interest rate and things like that. So how do people know which one is best for them?
So again, that will be with the mortgage broker. So based on your situation, so based on what's on your credit score, based on what you have, based on what your income is, they will determine what is the best um path for your path to ownership. Because they'll tell you you might want a house, but based on what you have, they're gonna be like, no, based on what you have, you can do this first. You can do a condo first. So you have to trust you have to trust them because they know what they're gonna approve you for. So if your goal is to be an owner, just listen to their plans. But if you are like, stubborn, you're like, no, I really want a house, and you're going to keep trying, they're going to keep pulling up your credit. Remember, every time that they check your credit, you lose about 6 to 8 points of your score. So it's
Six to
very 6 to 8 points. Yeah. So like if you could be at 700 and you go around, knock off 6 to 8. Now you're already in the 650s now. Six, it really deteriorates your credit score.
every time
So
they
that's
check it out.
yeah, so that's why it's very good to do your homework. Just, again, that's why I would say ask around, ask your referrals, ask for referrals of what mortgage people to associate with. Because again, everyone is very different. All the companies are different, banks are different. Everyone has different information.
Okay, dope, dope. Thank you very much for answering that questions. I have a couple more questions left as well. And also, let's just say somebody find a home, right? And like how much should they offer for the home? When it comes to, like, I know, like, when it comes to these homes, you have to like put an offer down. How much should somebody offer for the home, or does the realtor handles that?
Okay, yeah. So, okay, so if you want to like sell your home, how much is it going to be on the market?
Like, if you're trying to buy a house, like how much, like how much like offer you should put down, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, if you're trying to buy a house, okay. So if you like the house, then yeah. So you let your realtor know, hey, I like this house. I want to put an offer on the house. So then, yeah. So you can do as many offers as you want until you get the house offer accepted. There's a lot of negotiation, so you can lowball and then work your way up.
Okay, you could lowball. Okay, great. So what if the offer is rejected? Because I know offers get rejected a
So if
lot.
offer gets rejected, it's okay. It wasn't the property for you. God has another plan. I always feel like the property will choose you. I'm very a big believer. A lot of people have been like, oh no, I didn't get the house that I wanted. They get all sad, but then they find something that they fall in love with. A lot of people don't even know what they want because they just don't know what's out there. They
Yeah.
think they know, but they don't know what properties are out there. So how can they say I want this when they haven't even seen this? So, um, yeah, just well, yeah, no, we're good.
Okay. Okay, great. So
Yeah, yeah. So even if it gets rejected, offers can be placed. We can do 1,000 offers if we want to.
okay, you could do 1,000 offers on the
Yeah, yeah, we can do as many as we want. Remember, that's what we get paid the big bucks, right? Because we just gotta put these offers together. We gotta try to make, win for our client.
Okay, okay. All right. So the main issue I encounter with a lot of people that's trying to buy houses is just they just don't have the maximum down payment to do it, right? They don't have, like, this kid right there that just said he has $13,000. A lot of people don't have that $30,000 or 40,000. They're not even able to save that much. So, like what I wanted to ask you, like, there has to be some type of programs or loans people could apply for besides the RSP loan. So if they want to do that, they have to go straight to the bank, to the mortgage broker to
Yeah,
find.
a lot of people even they'll get line of credit. They'll get lines of credit and they will use that towards their deposit.
Also, you could pull out the line of credit and put in the deposit.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
they,
A lot of people even take money from their credit cards and put it towards a deposit.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I know somebody that did that. He
Hey, to
maxed
each
out.
their own. Hey, if you gotta do it, you gotta do
He
it.
maxed he maxed out his whole credit card. He took out like at least 50 bands from his credit.
Yeah, and that's what you gotta do sometimes. If you can't, you gotta do it any way possible.
But let's just say with the line of credit, if you take out the money, they're not gonna see it on your credit report that you owe that credit line of credit.
No, because it's no. So line of credit, you can use it towards your deposit. It won't go against you because it's part of you. It's already part of your account. It's already there in your credit bureau. So they already seen it already. So once you get the pre-approval, you can use your line of credit money.
Oh wow, so that's like a hack then. So that's one hack you could use. So what
Exactly.
other hacks do you have then? What other hacks?
See, I got some photos here. So let me.
Because I really just want to share the hacks because a lot of people looking for hacks on how to do these things. You know what I mean? Because I find out people know these information, they just don't share it with nobody.
No, which is crazy because you'd think you'd want the whole city to prosper and do well together and.
Nah, man, people like to keep these things to themselves. So I'm not about that. I like if I know something, if I could help other people, I share the information, because I don't want you don't want to die with the information. You know what I
No,
mean? Like,
exactly. Like what? Like why would we do that? The same way we get information, why would we not share the information? Like we were fortunate to receive information, so I want to give that back. Because if no one helped me growing up, I would never be able to help anybody.
yeah, yeah,
So
for sure, for sure.
it's very important to for me. So let me just pull that up here because I have
Yeah.
it here. All right, here. So we have that. Wrote up some notes for today. And also, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the news. Right now, homes are the low interest rates are very low right now,
Hmm.
very low right now, and prices for the houses are at their all time high.
Wow. So interest rate is low, but the prices are high.
Yeah, so it was just in the news last week. So yeah, definitely do that. This laptop does not function today, but yeah,
Yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions, make sure you drop it in the chat. So I answer the questions for you guys. If you have any information, if you guys plan on buying a house anytime soon, let us know. Should be able to definitely assist you guys. Trying to give you guys as much information as I can. If you guys got extra questions, just let me know. Let us know. Let us know.
yeah. Let us know because my computer is just very slow.
Got you about.
This computer.
I'm not. I'm not gonna hold you too long. So I got you for like the
No
next.
worries, no worries. No, no, because the computer is just crazy. No, 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 no. It just is not even doing anything. It's okay.
You guys are tuned in live with the livest real estate agent in the city. If you guys have been tuned in, you've been listening. I go by the name of DJ Cookie though. Can't show the face, but hopefully you guys have been taking in the gems. You've been listening. You've been making sure to put your money aside. Or even if you don't got your money aside, make a plan. And if you don't got a plan, make sure you hit up Team 247 because she's gonna make sure that you're right and you got a crib. Buy or buy, baby.
I like that. Shout out DJ Cookie Dough.
Yeah, shout out to her for real.
Yeah, she. What is, I'm trying to pull up my program, but it's not opening for me. And I have a list there. You know what? Can I send you the list and you can post it? Because I have a list of all the things because my computer's not functioning
Right,
today.
definitely
And there
send
were so
me
many, and I
the
don't even
list.
want to give you the wrong information. Smile for us,
No,
Jess. I'm fine.
no, no, send me the list,
I
whatever you
want to say,
have.
yeah, because it's actually like that we get it from our office. So like I want to send you it so you guys can just click it and then you guys will see everything.
Yeah, send me the list,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the hacks you have. Another question I want to ask you, because I know once you buy like a home as a first time home buyer, you no longer qualify to put 5% down anymore. Like, how can you give us a little bit more explanation when it comes to that?
Of what, sorry?
Like when you first buy a home, right? You already used the 5% as a first time home buyer. Can you still do 5% again if you already have a house under your name?
Um, Again, you can if your credit is outstanding, you've been awesome with your mortgage payments, and you make a great income. Yes, because I have seen people even put down $1,000 on offers. I have seen people purchase properties, put $1,000 as a down payment.
Are you serious?
1,000%.
Because they got great credit.
Because they got great credit, they got great history, they got they've been homeowners, they've probably owned multiple, so they've already proven themselves. So once you've proven
Oh,
yourself, then they're good with you.
oh
You
wow.
want to
So
keep that type of client, so that's why they don't care. They're going to give you your mortgage anyways. So put down 1,000.
oh wow. So the main thing that really matters is your credit history and how you've been able to kind of like pay your bills on time and things like that.
So which one? Sorry.
So the main thing that really matters is your credit history. That's like,
Yes, yes. That's one thing that we can't even bypass, like with the bank, unless you're doing creative lending. But with the actual banks, no, they're going to pull up your credit all the way up until your closing date, just to make sure that you didn't add anything new to it.
okay, dope. Okay, great. So I have a next question that just came in the chat. So the question is, are condos harder to get and deal with? Because they were building a condo where I live, and I was thinking of getting it with my family. and renting it out to people for a profit. I'm in Brampton. So what's your take on that?
So wait, he wants to buy a condo in Brampton, a
Yeah.
pre-construction.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. So pre-construction, for condos, it's hard because I don't know if you guys have seen the news. So basically, you can invest in it. The only sucky part is that it does take a few years for the condo to be done. So I don't like the idea of pre-construction condos because I have witnessed it where the builders take away your deposit. They run away with your deposit,
Oh
and then
wow.
you're stuck with no money, and then you lost your investment. So I would suggest a resale condo would be the safest bet just because you're guaranteed that the unit's already done, it's already there, and
Mhm.
you know where your money is going versus, if you're doing a pre-construction, a lot of these companies are from Europe. A lot of these people take all your money and then they go and wait for the builders to actually come up with the rest of the money to start building. That's why a lot of condos don't even like start building yet because they've gotten everyone's money, but now they got to collect the rest of the money.
Oh wow. That's
Yeah,
not.
so
That's
I don't like the idea of pre-construction. I think resale would be a better idea. If they were like on point with the pre-construction, then by all means, obviously it's more affordable. You see the layout, do all that. The moment it's done being built after 3, 4 years, or even five, like like Boger it took like 7 years. Young and Shepherd, that green building that took like 7, 8 years to be done being built. That's a long time for your money to be paying every 30 days or until you're done your deposit, and then you're waiting 7, 8 years just to move into that condo. It doesn't make sense. To me it doesn't make sense because you can be easily making money from day one already. Like, so I think resale is the best way to go.
Mhm.
If you are trying to do it in Brampton, there are a lot of condos being built, borderline Caledon and stuff. Or I would suggest doing a pre-construction home. Pre-construction home, there are affordable homes that are being built in Brampton.
Yeah.
You will get way more bang for your buck with a property because if you can rent out the basement, and your family can be living upstairs, so now you have basement tenants that are helping you with your mortgage. So I would suggest resale or a custom built home, not custom but pre-construction home,
Pre-construction
more
home.
so than a pre-construction condo, just because I've seen horror stories where people run away with your money and then you're stuck like, what do I do? You
Gosh,
already signed
that's
the
crazy.
contract, the money's gone. And if he's
Uh,
trying to build up his equity and he's trying to become a homeowner or a property owner, then resale.
Sound like a nightmare. So yeah. So what I want. So let's just say a pre-construction house, right? So how much would somebody have to put down for a pre-construction home?
So pre-construction, again, it goes based on your mortgage, right? So whatever your pre-approval is. So pre-construction is still the same as like they have more methods. So instead of paying, for example, 30,000 down right away, they will say 10,000 upon signing, and then they will let you know in 30 days another 5,000, 30 days another 5,000, 30 days another 5,000 till maybe you reach to 50,000, for example. It just depends on the price of your house and what you're pre-approved for. And then once you follow that, that's what that gives people also another help because they don't have to rush with the whole 40,000 or 50,000. Now they're giving you 30 days to figure out how to get another 5,000 or 10,000, whatever the situation or whatever the contract stipulates. So that's another hat to pre-construction homes.
So you have to get pre-approved, like get a mortgage pre-approval for pre-construction for anything.
Okay, so eventually when you close, you need the mortgage. So right now, if you just want to go on pre-construction, you go right there, be like, hey, I got 10,000, let me sign it. As long as you pay your full deposit, like their structure, and you pay it, you're good. But then by the time your closing time comes, they're gonna want the remaining of the money. So that's when you need your mortgage. That's when you need to make sure your mortgage closes.
So
So
what if you can't get the mortgage? Like, does
so
have you seen
what
that
they do
happen?
is they do assignments. So they do sale assignments. So what they do, a lot of people do, they'll buy it, they'll put their deposits down, then they'll basically sell it online to anyone that wants to buy the unit, and they'll add their deposit they've already paid, and then they'll add like maybe another 10, 15,000 just to make a little bit of profit. So you can do that because they just know they're not going to close it. So basically they'll just sell. Called assignment to sale, yeah, assignment.
Okay,
So
so that's great.
they're assigning what they purchased to someone else now because they can't finish or they don't want it or they just maybe they don't have the money to, right? And that's the reason they're assigning it.
Yeah.
But there are solutions where you don't lose your money because they're going to basically take over your contract. So say I don't want it no more. I'm like, shit, I'm not going to have this money by this day. let me give it to you. So let me assign the sale to you. So now you're taking over the sign. Now you're taking over all the contract that I had. Plus you're gonna pay back the deposit that I already dropped, and then you're gonna pay me a little 5, 10, $15,000 just because I got to make a little bit of money on it. That's usually how a lot of investors do it that way. A lot
Okay.
of people come from like overseas to do that, all that.
Okay. All right. So what if somebody wanted to get into like mostly not mostly investment, like buying houses and flipping them and renting them out? Do you still have to put 5% down, or is it more 20% down when it comes to that
Um,
investment?
so I guess it depends on how much the property is. So yeah, so usually when you own a property, first it sucks, but I guess the more you do own, the more you do have to pay down
Hmm.
because now you own all these properties now. That's
Yeah.
why a lot of companies they do corporations, they own a lot of different multiple properties because they're big corporations now. They have it's not just a person, it's an entity now, so they have extra money to put in so they can afford to own all these properties, and they can afford to pay the extra fees and the extra percentages because they already own so much and they have already proven to build that, so the banks trust them. But you do pay more money, more problems. So that's the best way to it's weird though, the more money you make, the more money you have, the
It
more you
should-
got to pay. It makes
the more
no,
problems
it's
to
just
make.
a crazy
So,
world.
yeah, you definitely right about that. The more money, the more freaking problems.
Yeah, sometimes that's why sometimes I guess that's why renters just they stay renting because there's no headache.
Yeah, you're right about that. But I rather go into the home ownership because that way you could be a little bit more equity, take some money out the house.
One
And what?
thousand percent.
Yeah, for sure. What's your take when it comes to like refinancing? How many times should a homeowner refinance their house?
No more than 3 times, and that's if you're really, really like you have to. But yeah, no more than 3 times.
No more than 3 times. You shouldn't
Yeah,
refinance.
yeah, because they're gonna no more than 3 times, and then hopefully by then, you guys should start flipping it.
Okay. So flip
Yeah.
it. Okay, great. All right. So that's pretty much all the questions that I have written down. But I don't know what other information would you like to share. If you would like to share any information, any questions I didn't ask you, that would be very, very useful.
That's real estate. It's a never-ending game. Real estate, everyone's always saying when's a good time to buy. The best time to buy is when you're ready to buy. There is never a great time to buy. It's just whenever you're ready. Everyone has different lifestyles, everyone has different plans and goals. If you have money to buy or you're thinking about buying, start your plan because the 1 year goes by quick. If you start saving for 1 year, you'd be very surprised. Look, we did already a year almost of
Hmm.
COVID. Like it goes by quick. So yeah, definitely save money. Definitely home ownership should be on everyone's mind. It should be on everyone's to-do list. Everyone should have this home ownership to-do list. Um, there are solutions. There are solutions. Just don't give up. Just ask your question because sometimes you don't even know. Just ask somebody a question because you can save so much time and you didn't even realize how much closer you were to home ownership just because you asked the right question or just ask questions.
Hmm.
Just ask questions. Everyone should ask questions. Everyone should definitely talk to their banks,
Hmm.
come up with a plan already. Again, there are solutions. So if you think you just have cash and oh no, you nothing else, money
There's always,
talks.
there's
Money
always
talks.
money talks, money
Money
talks.
talks, and and it sucks because sometimes it's so hard to prove the money, but like money talks. So that's there solutions for all that. If you know what I mean. But yeah, there's a
All
lot
right.
of loopholes. There's a lot of loopholes. A lot of it's just a lot of loopholes. If you know the right people and you know the right loopholes, you'll be fine. You will like you can be a homeowner like in maybe 2 3 years if you guys are putting your mind right and you guys are following and budgeting and everyone can have a chance to ownership. There's no excuse why no one in our country, especially in the city GTA, that no one is not a homeowner.
Facts. Everybody should have a chance to be a homeowner.
Yeah, sooner or later. Like even people do it young, people do it later, but sometime in your life, everyone should do it. Everyone should do it. And I suggest everyone to always work with a salesperson, a realtor. Don't try to do it by yourself. The FISBO, the for sale by owners, you're it's so much more headache and something so big. Like remember, a property is the biggest asset that one will ever own in their life. It's the
Definitely.
biggest asset. So that big asset, you need to be smart about it. So like just talk to the right people. Just do it, guys. Just do it. Just do it. Don't and just trust professionals. There's a reason why we everyone has those jobs. Just trust a professional. Like just because you can go and bandage yourself and like fix a one two, you're not going to go to the doctor because you don't want to pay, or no, you're going to go to the trusted professional. Go.
Dope, dope, dope,
Yeah,
dope.
go to get a realtor. Go to your mortgage broker. Start friending up all your banks. We
Facts. And
need them.
also fix up your credit, which one thing that you really mentioned is the credit is very
Yes,
important.
Capital One. I'm telling you guys, Capital One Mastercard is a
Mhm.
blessing in disguise. People don't think so. Even if it's a $300 limit, that $300 limit will help you every month. As long as you're paying it every month, your credit score will go up every 30 days. And I've watched it. I'm a witness of it. I've had horrible credit. I've had great credit. So I know how to maneuver it all.
Okay, great, great, great. So,
And pay your bills. Pay
pay
your
your
bills.
bills
All
on time.
that happened. The cell phones, a lot of things they don't even go towards your credit. A lot of people think that like cell phone payments will help. No, they won't help.
So what
Only
really helps then? What
credit cards. So obviously your loans, so secured loans like your OSAP loans, those will pay off your OSAPs. If you're looking also to pay off your debt, look, I suggest everyone to go on Equifax.ca, sign up to Equifax, and just pull your credit report, because a lot of people don't even realize that there's a lot of discrepancies. Like my ex-husband, we pulled up his before we were doing our mortgage stuff. He pulled up his, and he had like a car rental company like Enterprise that said he owed them $500.
oh
And
wow.
the thing is, I was like, no, his credit was horrible. I'm like, this makes no sense. We have this one delinquent account. So look into it, because sometimes your name is wrong, the information is wrong. Then you got to call Equifax and you got to tell them correct it. We had Enterprise send us, it was the wrong ID. They put someone else's delinquent account under someone else's, like our account. So it's just like a lot of people don't even know that they're getting lower credit scores based on just discrepancies or just mistakes. And remember, everyone is human, right? So just check your credit scores, go through it, go through the history, confirm that that's your credit limit, confirm that your monthly payments are on point, confirm that there are no discrepancies, and just follow your credit score. It's a very 29.95 just to see what your score is. I think it's an affordable price. I think it's for your to invest in yourself, because I think everyone should know where their credit is at, regardless if home ownership or not. Credit is very important in this country, so everyone needs it. I work with a lot of renters because a lot of people don't have good credit. So it's very important. So definitely check your credit. In terms of like car payments, yes, car payments will go towards it. Yes, so your loans, they will look at that. Your credit cards, 1,000%. Cell phone bills, you can make all the payments. It's not going to help you. The only time it's going to go in your credit report is basically when you mess it up and you become delinquent.
Mhm.
All the delinquent stuff, that'll affect you, but any payments that you do make is not even helping you. So it's like how do you not pay, do you pay? It's like it doesn't even help your credit, but obviously pay because you don't want to be delinquent.
Mhm.
um yeah, talk to your mortgage people, get to know the mortgage people and have people on your side. Definitely check your credit scores. Make sure there's no errors. Keep saving money. Put it in some interest accounts. There's, simply, I also tell everyone, go to Simply Financial. They are one of the only banks that don't have any monthly fees. Those monthly fees add up. And they have also interest accounts where you can put your money in on an account and get like 1% or 4%, depending on what you choose. So every month you start seeing a few dollars rack up. And that ultimately, if you have a lot of money in there, just leave it in there. It's going to rack up and just extra income. So, that looks good in your account too. Let's see what else. How many years did they go back? Oh yeah, so everything goes back after 7 years. Everything falls off your report after 7 years. And then they check your history every three. They keep stuff on your account every three. So every 3 years they'll purge the information, and then again, try not to do more than 2, 3 checks a year. If you have to, and if you're shopping around every time people are pulling up your credit, you're losing points. So just be very wary of where you're going to apply for. A lot of people will be like, "Oh, come sign up with a credit card. It's good for your credit. Come." But they don't know your situation. They just want to sell the business to you. And
Mhm.
so people are like, oh, let me try it. And then score went down. And they still didn't even get their credit card. So you're losing. You're not getting your credit card. So you're not going to build any credit with that. And now you've lost points on your credit. So I suggest have one credit card if you have to. A car loan. Try not to have too much also on your accounts. don't buy like 5 cars unless you're like a business, but don't do that. They will not approve you. They're very strict.
Yeah. Wow, you drop a lot of gems. You drop a
I
lot of
know it's
information,
just
man.
coming. I'll probably think of more later too. But
Uh, if you think of any, man, just send me some notes. I'll post them on my
yeah,
page.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a good idea. Like remember the rules are always changing in real estate. The
Yeah, for sure,
banks
for
are always
sure.
changing. It's a learning curve. Every year we're always learning something. So
Oh man, that's crazy, man. One thing, the reason why I wanted to do this because a lot of artists are solely focused on music and never really like think about life itself. You know what I mean? Think about, hey, it's not just about music, man. You need to get a crib. Maybe using that crib, you can get that equity from that crib to fund your music. Because you always
right,
complaining about not having no money. So you gotta find ways to get the money, bro. Ain't nobody gonna
exactly.
ain't nobody gonna fund your career and your dream and when you could do that shit yourself. So you gotta
No,
find different ways. There's the real estate, there's the car rental shit you were talking about, stocks. So a lot of people gotta find ways to fund their careers. So you coming here and giving us all that information, I really appreciate it for real, for real.
yeah, imagine the artists are owning those beautiful homes, those beautiful mansions, and they become now an Airbnb type, or they're renting out to other up and coming artists. It's a different type of hub after,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
but
You're
no
right.
one realizes they just rather throw bands, rent cars all day, look rich, and then go home to still live at home. No offense, because
Uh,
I lived at home too at one point, but that's all they do. I mean, it doesn't match what they're singing about or rapping about. It's
it
rap
does, it does.
cap rap. I don't know what to call it.
Cap rap. I know. I got a question that just came in. He said, "What do you do about collections? If you have collections on your."
Okay, so if you have collections again, so there's a lot of consumer proposals, like a program. So basically, you can call for let me see. There's one that does it. What is the company? Not Mogo. There's another company. I'll get the name. There's a company basically that there's a lot of companies that they will do consumer proposals. So they'll basically pay off all your bills, and then you're paying them a monthly payment to pay all that off. I always tell people also don't go bankrupt. I there's no way you can not fix your credit within 7 years. Going bankrupt, you're stuck for 7 years. That no one will touch you. I suggest never ever go bankrupt. A lot of people come to me and ask me. I say absolutely not. Like there's so much weight. No, no, don't go bankrupt. It's horrible. Don't do it. I don't like it. I would rather you guys do proposals where you guys are getting you're consolidating all your debts.
Hmm.
Do all that. Consolidate your debts because you're still making payments. They're still going to put that on the credit. They're still going to make sure that you are making those payments. So definitely do not do the bankrupt stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Dope. So you did mention Mogul. When it comes to like lending companies like Mogul, do you suggest that, let's just say somebody that doesn't have the full amount, the full $30,000 a month, do you suggest they could go to Mogul and borrow next $15,000 to add to their
Okay, so
deposit?
I wouldn't suggest okay, so Mogul is probably one of the worst ones because they make you pay an arm and a leg. You can borrow, for example, $10,000, and at the end you owe like 30,000 after.
Jeez.
So it's like so now that goes now that just depends on how bad you want that goal of ownership. So it
Yeah.
just really depends yourself now. Because a lot of people will do it. They'll take that money, they'll invest it and flip it. I know people have taken the CERB and they flipped that money. And a lot of other people just taking the CERB and sat on that money and just did nothing and just blew it. So a lot of people had enough money to come together and really buy property if people were smart. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They could put a serve
um,
serve money together and things like that. Yeah, you're right.
right? Think about it. Five friends, what, 12 grand? I don't even know how much they were getting. 12, 18, I don't whatever. I don't know. Imagine five friends, real friends, real loyalty, invest together, buy together. Like what? You guys could have done it. It's crazy. I had a few people that actually did buy with that money. They
Oh
did
wow.
put their monies together. Like so, two couples, they did put their money together, and they got like something small, like out in Hamilton. But it's possible. If you really, really, really want it, you will make it happen. The same way you guys want those really cool new kicks and the new, Burberry, all this. Like, trust me, you guys, if you guys really want it, you guys will get it. And I feel like everyone should start investing in themselves and really like seeing the bigger picture. You can do a lot more with real estate money, to be
Facts, you're
honest.
right about that. But yeah, I'm not gonna hold you on for too long. I really appreciate you coming on this podcast, sharing all that information because I really wanted to I already want that information to come from a professional, somebody that does it on a daily basis. So before I let
24/7.
you go, where can people reach you? Where can they contact you? And
Um,
things like that.
yeah, so everyone sees me on the ground. So yeah, you guys can find me at team underscore real estate 247 because real estate it is 24/7, day or night. We are here to serve you. We have a team of 5 female professionals, all from Royal LePage, and then the rest are from Remax West. Shout out the Rexdale office. We have a team of professionals waiting to help you guys. So again, if you guys need to find me, team underscore real estate 247 on Instagram. My number is there. A lot of people know me from real estate. A lot of your favorite rappers from the city. I'm the realtor plug, so they
Yeah,
trust me. So confidentiality is number one. They trust me to lay their head somewhere. So I want to be able to help the city too. I want to help the public. I want all of us to prosper together. I want to be able to like, hey, I'm gonna go to your house. Yeah, your house. We have let's own a block.
just on the
Let,
whole
let's let's
block.
buy
That's
exactly buy back the block. Like
buy back
we
the
we
block.
own these commercial buildings. I
That's
want
the
to be
whole
the Griselda Blanco of all the Nipsey hustles.
There we go. We can make it happen. Let's connect the dots and put more people on this.
Exactly, and networking, meet everyone because you never know who's the next stepping stone to your next goal.
Facts,
Everyone you meet, you never know. Don't ever underestimate anyone because you never know who they're gonna bring next. Be
facts. Right
humble,
about that.
just be real. That's all I can tell you.
That's all you can really do. Be humble. So I really appreciate you. Thank you very much for coming in the podcast.
No
I'm
problem.
gonna
Thank
get
you
you
for
guys the
having me.
hacks. They asking for the hacks. So when she send us the hacks, I'm gonna send you guys the hacks. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just restart this computer and I will send that to you guys. And
uh,
also, guys, I also help with renting. So even if you guys are not ready for the home and everyone needs a place to live, we do help with that. We do have special programs if you have bad credit or no credit. We do have special solutions. Just hit up Team 247. We have something for everyone.
sounds good. Thank you very much for coming on the podcast. Have a good night. All
Thank
right.
you. All right, take care. Bye.
Take care. Bye, guys.